Let's explore the hidden secrets behind physical wisdom meditation. This morning's lesson is drawn from Green Heroine's Easy Dzogchen, inspired by Dzogchen Rinpoche's Final Meditation Manual. So we're going to view the idea of letting go through a physiological lens as we bring the experience of the physical into the ultimate path of love and letting go, where it is letting go that is emphasized. This is known by many names, including generation or creation stage, Tantra Mahamudra, Mahayoga, and Tokal's leap over pride. Please chant with me. Those who tread that path of Devadatta, caught in the thrall of rigidity, confuse metaphors for literal statements. Upon this path of the Buddha, we relax into flexibility, savoring the chants that explain these metaphors as similes. And now we do just that, as promised. As we inhale, our bodies or forms could feel quite sensual. How does that work? Every time we inhale, whether we know it or not, whether we mean to or not, we activate the sympathetic nervous system. It is not found in the 3-pound supercomputer between our ears, but rather it is ensconced within the thoracic region of our spinal cord, the area that correlates with our rib cage. It has not evolved to support either extreme of mind blanking or active concentration. Instead, it evolved to support the middle ground of simply noticing and doing so vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. Hence the phrase, as we inhale, all bodies and forms could feel quite sensual. Now, there are a lot of people who are scared of sensuality. These people tend to be rigid and fearful and controlling and elitist and cryptic and competitive and cruel. And so they twist it and they tie it up in a great big knot. But the original teachings, there was no fear of sensuality. We continue. Let's chant. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as not graspable or void as a real or imagined archetype or yidam of light. So, despite the fact I ran out of breath, as we relax into our exhalation, our experience of the physical could feel non-graspable. And we could stop right there. But we're going to add a simile onto that, because complex life forms on this planet evolved to think symbolically. It could feel as not graspable or void as a real or imagined archetype or yidam of light. So we have an archetype of enlightenment. And it is depicted in artwork as being comprised of light, appearing yet non-graspable. Like the reflection of the full moon in a basin of water. And so we can experience that visceral non-graspability as we exhale, because every time we exhale, whether we mean to or not, whether we know it or not, we are accessing our parasympathetic nervous system. It too is found in our spinal cord, this time in both the lower lumbar region as well as the tippy top of the cervical region. This parasympathetic nervous system has evolved to support both physical relaxation as well as mental release. So let's put this into action right now. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite, "Notice this." And as we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite, "Relaxing." Now remember, We're not actively concentrating on anything. We're simply allowing our mind to notice whatever comes up, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. Whether that which comes up is a sight, a sound, a sensation, a flavor, a scent, or the like. Whether that which comes up is an emotion or an intention or a thought or a memory or an imagining. We vulnerably notice whatever comes up. We physically relax as best we can as we exhale and thereby process what comes up. Let's play with this now for a few minutes. And so there you have it, the key to the wisdom of letting go. First we chant, and then we rest the mind. And before you know it, you will have mastered the Buddha's path. I do look forward to chanting and meditating with you after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent more than 8 hours a day every day studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism so that you would not have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. The name of this morning's text is Green Heroine's Easy Meditation. Upon the path of Devadatta, one might view a green heroine as an entity to which one might worship or supplicate. However, upon the path of the Buddha, one views a green heroine as an archetype to remind us that we already possess all the neurology required to easily and quickly master the Buddha's path of mindfulness and meditation and the. Our first two chants are designed to help us strengthen the neural pathways responsible for both empathy and enthusiasm. Our first recitation is somewhat elaborate, and we're setting it to a quasi-triplet chant. Please join me. May I liberate all beings from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging by relying on the Buddha's example and instructions and students. So we're going to take all these ideas and in the second recitation explore them in a more concise and figurative manner as we set it to a bookend chant and prepare to recite it 3 times. May I liberate all beings by relying on the 3 jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the 3 jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the 3 jewels. May all master letting go and love as well as kind communication, conduct, and commerce. May all master the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity as well as mindfulness and meditation. Excuse me? This morning's first meditation is going to be somewhat clunky. I mentioned a few moments ago that upon the path of the sympathetic nervous system, we do not engage in active concentration upon the breath. Well then, what do we do with the breath? Simple. We treat the breath the way a piano student might treat a metronome. When we notice that our body is inhaling, we can silently and mentally recite the 12 syllables, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. When we notice that our body is exhaling, we can silently and mentally recite another 12 syllables, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. Let us contemplate the iconography of this archetype of enlightened activity. I and all living beings as extensive as space, have had our crowns at white lotus and moon seeds. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite sitting tall, thus reminding our body to generate a vertical traction between our tush and our head. As we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite the verb relaxing. Upon the crown's lotus and moonseed from a syllable Tama rises the octave green Tara. Her body is comprised of green light. She has 2 hands and 1 face. Her right hand resting on her right knee is in the giving mudra. Her left hand is at her heart with a ring finger and thumb pressing together, holding the stem of the blue pala flower which blossoms at her left ear. During this 4th meditation, during our inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, notice this. During our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, relaxing. She is peaceful, smiling, and fully matured, adorned with the precious garments and ornaments. Her left foot is tucked in, her right foot is slightly extended. In preparation for the inevitability of death, on top of her head appears a new Menakaya form of Amitabha. During our inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this, and during our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the 1-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Welcome to this morning's live stream. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. Having climbed to contemplative cruising altitude together as a team, let us meditate as profoundly as Ahsoka Tano on Lothal. Let us bring our experience of the 5 bodily regions into the path of bliss and letting go. This is known by many names, including completion stage Tantra, Bindu Mahamudra, Anu Yoga, and Tikle drop, which literally translates into drop. I'm sorry, but which figuratively refers also to channels and winds. Please chant with me. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever lower abdomen we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Namagosa discernible of green light. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever navel we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Ratnasambhava syllable drum of gold light. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever chest we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Nakshobhya syllable hunga blue light. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever throat we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Amitabha syllable free of red light. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever crown or scalp we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Vairocana syllable of white light. And now let us rest the mind. Let us bring the 5 perceptions into the path of awareness and letting go, which is known by many names, including Dzogchen's Great Completion Stage Tantra, Sutra Mahamudra, Ati Yoga, and Trekcho's Slice Through the Tyranny of the Duality of Dread and Desire. Excuse me, let's continue. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sight we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as our vast empty void. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sound we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as our vast empty void. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever scent we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as our vast empty void. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever flavor we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as our vast empty void. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sensation we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as our vast empty void. And now, of course, we rest the mind. Now let us bring the experience of the four bases of mindfulness into the conventional path of love and letting go, where it is love that is emphasized. This is known by many names, including generation or creation stage, Tantra Mahamudra, Mahayoga, or Tokal's leap over jealousy. Together, those who tread the path of Devadatta's quantum time and energy with contrivances of visualization, emotion, magic, and belief. Upon this path of the Buddha, we simply recite these words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Together, may all minds of all beings now be as peacefully wise as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha, symbolized by a tea clay, one suitable seed or bija mantra. May all relationships of all beings now be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddha's communication, symbolized by this ten syllable mantra. Do 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 do. Okay, here we go. May all bodies of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health seen in Buddhist art, depicting the blissful body of a real or imagined Deva or Yidam, an archetype of enlightenment such as Green Tara. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the good fortune or boon, as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or Vati. And now, again, let us rest the mind. Let us view letting go through a physiological lens as we bring the experience of the four bases of mindfulness into the ultimate path of love and letting go, where letting go, it is letting go that is emphasized. Those who tread that path of Devadatta, caught in the thrall of rigidity, confuse metaphors for literal statements. Upon this path of the Buddha, we relax into flexibility, savoring the chants that explain these metaphors as similes. As we inhale, all the circumstances or lots could appear quite vivid. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or food as a real or imagined paradise or vati of light. As we inhale, all bodies or forms could feel quite sensual. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined octopoiodom of light. As we inhale, the interpersonal experience of communication or speech could sound quite resounding. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined mantra of light. As we inhale, we could notice all mind's perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings quite clearly. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined beach as suitable of light. Now let us view letting go through a philosophical lens, as we bring the illusion of the horizontal duality of us and them into the dance of impermanence and interdependence known as Madhyamaka's yoga of inconceivability. All circumstances or lots could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this body or form. All bodies or forms could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this communication or form. Oopsie, speech, that's on me. All interdependent speech could be as impermanent and interdependent as if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this mind. All minds could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into a vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although tantalizing to the eye could be non-graspable to the hand. Let us chant the Dharani explaining this mantra's meaning. O Mama Chanara, swift and courageous, you drive away all fears with today's meditation. Heroine fulfilling all ends with today's mindfulness, thus with the suitable, so how may it be so. For the remainder of this morning's practice, let us bring the spontaneous play of mind into the path of awareness and letting go, which of course is known as Dzogchen's Great Completion Stage Tantra, Sutra Mahamudra, Anti-Yoga, and Trekcho's slicing through Trekcho's slice through the duality of the tyranny of the duality of dread and desire. To make the most of the mantra meditation during your inhalation, please silently and mentally recite the italicized phrase, relaxing into this. During your exhalation, please physically relax as best you can, while striving to chant these 10 syllables 4 times per breath. Om da de de da de do de so om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa Om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa om da de de da de do de so wa Om da de do da de do de so wa om da de do da de do de so wa om da de do da de do de so wa om da de do da de do de so wa om da de do da de do de so wa om da de do da de do de so wa om da de do da de do de so wa om da de do da de do de so wa. Om Tane Nu Nane Nu Re 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 So Wa. Oops, my mistake. Let's go over here. Om Tane Nu Nane Nu Re So Wa. 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 Om Dare Du Dare Du 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 Re So Wa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa, Dhare Nare Nure Suwa. Om Dane Du Nane Du Re So Wa. 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 Om Tare Nare Nure Sawa 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 Om Dare Dare Dure 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 Sawa Om Dare Dare Nu Dare Nu Re Suwa. Om 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 Dare Nu Dare Nu Re Suwa. May all minds be as wise as taught us. May all speech be as loving as taught us. May all forms be as healthy as taught us. And may our lots be as fortunate as taught us. May every meditation teacher truly understand the Buddha's teachings. And practice master as well as instruct them generously, lovingly and wisely in the manner of centered spontaneity. May all meditation teachers spontaneously receive generous patrons, enthusiastic students, as well as devoted apprentices. And may many Dharma centers likewise be successfully planted, nurtured, and supported. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 3/4 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.